Rawkus Radio presents
Spill the Beans. Welcome to Rawkus Radio. We are here with Sean and Stephen from the Faim. How are you guys today?
What's up, man? We're great. How are you?
I'm good. Is this your first time in New Zealand, by the way?
This is my first time in Auckland. I've actually been to South Island before, a couple of years ago, actually quite a few years ago, on a family holiday. Nice. Which was great. Nice and cold.
First time for me.
Seen everywhere.
Have you guys opened for Sleeping with Sirens and Lower Than Atlantis? I was thinking the energy of every single band that performed were all really unique and different. I don't know if you feel that. Do you guys see the kind of actions and stuff they do on stage and then be like, hey, maybe I can replicate that or take a twist on it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can always learn anything from like someone else's performance because each person within the band brings their own character, to the live performance and the stage presence. And I think that like definitely watching them, less of like seeing like what their moves are, like what they're doing and trying to like mimic it, but seeing like the way that they express themselves on stage can really like open up like a new avenue, like personally for my live performance. Like I see like the Sleeping with Sirens bassist, like dude, like he's just like incredible like live, and just like the energy that he puts on. And like I couldn't be able to do half the things he does, like balancing the bass, like the head on his hand and going off like. There's no way I could do that, but just like doing things like
seeing stuff like that.
Seeing stuff and like using that as like just inspiring me to like just go out and just do something random, something I wouldn't usually do on stage.
With Lower Than Atlantis as well, I guess because you've been doing shows in Australia, so it's like a homecoming.
Yeah.
How like proud of you when their lead singer was doing the Shoeys?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I lost
a little
it.
bit of homegrown fun with the Shoeys there. But it's good to get a bit of the Aussie culture, if you say. I don't know if you can call it culture because like I don't think you'll ever find me doing a Shoey because
same here. It's pretty,
come on,
pretty revolting.
So many germs.
I think it's more of like an inside joke. Like I feel like a lot of Australians are like, oh yeah, everyone does a shoey, because we will see so many bands go over to Australia and they'll do a shoey, and it's just the whole crowd just laughing at them rather than with them.
It's definitely an inside joke where it's like, all right, we pretend that we all do shoeys, but like the Australian thing is to watch someone else do a shoey and laugh at them.
You've been touring with Lower Than Atlantis in the UK, and you're going back pretty soon to like carry on with that tour. So is there any kind of the British equivalent of a shoey? I don't know.
I definitely think, if Lord of Atlantis is something to go by, crowd surfing to the bar and doing 3 Zambuca shots.
Yeah,
if that's a UK thing, I want in.
Going all the way over everybody.
That's like, I don't know if that's done all the time, but Mike definitely pulls it off well, and that's something I'd be keen to do. With all 4 of us, just crowd surf.
Like all of us at the same time.
We're gonna one up Mike here. All 4 of us are gonna crowd surf to the bar.
Who knows when
have 3 shots of Zambuca each.
We'll make that happen.
And all crowd surf back. So we just have to, get some other people. We'll get Lord Atlantis to come play the music for us while we do so, because it's just gonna be awkward. It's just gonna be awkward silence. So all of us gone, and they're like, all right, just wait a sec. We'll be back on stage in a second.
Just a quick break.
Yeah, quick intermission while we go get sloshed.
Let's talk about your new song, I can't even say it.
Midland Line.
No, I can't.
Midland Line.
It was a big night.
Yeah. So let's talk about your new single. Tell me about it. What's it all about? Stuff like that.
So the Midland Line is actually like a place where myself, Mike, and Josh would all meet up before high school. So we'd all go to school. We'd all catch our bus to the Midland train station, and like from there, like we'd make our way to school and do whatever. But the whole song is about like reminiscing like the days of our past and all the times that we like spent together. Spend with other people, and like the central premise like of a bunch of like the stories and memories that we had when we were younger revolve like around Midland, around that place, and so somewhere which is like very very memorable like to home really growing up. And then like it's not the nicest place. There's definitely a few interesting characters there and a lot of interesting things happen. So good old Shauna's pretty lucky he didn't have to live too close to there.
That's it. Yeah. Trekked it out to the fields to just,
yeah.
play with you.
But it's a place where we hold it dear to our hearts, even though a lot of people from Perth are like, oh my gosh, as if they've actually named a song after the Midland Line. This is madness. But it's a place that's really close to home, and we're stoked to have it as a part of the song.
Definitely.
Yeah. Speaking of kind of Australian things and stuff, I know you have a really close relationship with Ashton Irwin from 5 Seconds of Summers. Tell me how you've kind of got introduced to him.
Yeah, I mean, we were just so inspired by Five Sauce at the beginning, it's the reason why we sort of jumped into this whole phase of like getting out of Australia and trying to, take on the world, wasn't it? So then just getting to work with Ashton was awesome, man, just learning from him and everything, and he just brought so much to the table, didn't he? Came into that room and really believed in us, and like seeing someone like that, we just automatically just had a connection. And straight away just jumped into it, didn't we?
Yeah, it was really great. Like the first time we met him was actually at dinner in Beverly Hills.
That's right, Beverly Hills.
On our first trip to LA, and I think we were a little sort of freaking out a little bit because it's Ashton Irwin. Like we've looked up to the guy for so long, and it's just it was incredible.
Nicest guy.
And then on our second leg to LA, Feldy was like, hey Mike, you should hit up Ash. Like here's his number. Hit him up. You guys should hang out. I think you guys would really like each other. And so yeah, that sounded funny. Anyway, so like we hit up Ash, and he's like, yeah guys, come out with me. I'm gonna be at this place. This time, at this club, come and hang out. So we hung out till it was like 5 a.m.
at the Roxy.
Roxy Theatre on the Sunset Strip in
that
LA.
Was an awesome night.
And I'm going back to his house. It's an amazing house.
Wow.
And we just had the best time. It was just so awesome hanging with him. And then then it was a few days later, comes in to write a song.
And it's also quite funny because the parallels just between your band's story and their story are like so similar these days. Like working with Mark Hoppus, for example.
Yeah.
That must have been like equally as exciting. He's a legend.
Double insane. I don't know. There's no words to describe it, was it? Because it was Josh Dunn and Mark Hoppus in the room.
Both of them. And
that's just
Sean, especially as a drummer,
for me,
he was freaking out.
Because Blink from the get-go has just been my favourite band ever.
Yeah.
So just to get Mark Hoppus in the room, and especially Josh Dunn from 21 Pilots, I look up to Josh so much from drumming, from an early age. That's what, got me into drumming. So it was incredible just to work with him,
What were your kind of expectations going into meeting him, and then actual first impressions and stuff?
What was the first thing? I think the first thing he did when he came to the room was whip up like the 100 deadliest snake bites or something like that.
David Attenborough.
David Attenborough, and we're just like chilling watching that. I think after working with so many amazing artists in the States, I think I pretty much had zero expectations because nothing I could have imagined. I'm like, I've got no idea what's happening. I've learned to expect the unexpected. Like, who knows what's going to happen? You go there with an open mind, just like, what will this day bring? And like every time, I was just blown away with how amazing these people actually
You're so
are.
quick at thinking, coming up with things. And I think that really helped as well, because we're always on the go. We're always seeing things and just getting things done really quickly.
Yeah.
And to be in the studio with someone else like that and have the amount of experience that this man's got.
Oh gosh,
it was
so much
incredible to
experience.
work with someone like that to just get into another creative aspect.
Have you guys got a dream collab that you've still yet to do?
I think working with Chris Martin,
Coldplay.
I think would be like
Out of
the
this
dream,
world.
and also Brendan Urie. Like working with Brendan. That man.
The dream.
I would man. Words will not describe how much I'll need to control myself in the fangirl stage if we work with Brendan.
When can we expect more releases and stuff? I know you've written so much songs. I think there's an EP coming out later this year. Is the plan?
There is an album.
An album, not an EP.
On the works.
So you'll be getting more singles very soon, and we're extremely excited to get these singles out there. It's going to be amazing. Time shall tell, but there is an album, and it's ready, and we couldn't be more excited to be getting it out there. And but there are more singles to come, and we're very excited to get them out there.